Imagine you are asleep in your bed. It's quiet, normal night. Then, without warning, the floor beneath you disappears. You fall into complete darkness, and no one ever finds you again. This isn't a horror movie, this actually happened, and what makes it worse is that there were signs. February 28, 2013, Seffner, Florida. 37-year-old Jeff Bush went to sleep in his bedroom like he had countless nights before. Nothing unusual. No storm, no earthquake, no warning. His brother Jeremy was also in the house. Everything felt completely fine, until 11 p.m. Jeremy heard what he described as a massive crash. Not like something falling, it was more like an explosion from inside the house. He ran toward Jeff's room, and what he saw didn't make sense. The entire bedroom floor was gone. The bed, the dresser, the television, gone. In their place, a massive, gaping hole plunging straight into the earth, and Jeff was screaming from inside it. Without thinking, Jeremy jumped into the hole. He tried digging through debris with his bare hands. He later said he could still hear Jeff calling for help. Then the hole started collapsing more. Dirt was pouring in. The walls were caving. Police officers pulled Jeremy out moments before he could have fallen deeper. And then, they never heard Jeff again. That was the last sound anyone ever heard from him. But here's what makes this story even more disturbing. The ground had been weakening for years, and almost no one knew. Florida sits on something called karst terrain. Beneath much of the state is limestone, a soft rock that dissolves when exposed to slightly acidic groundwater. Over time, water eats away at the rock. It creates underground cavities, hollow spaces, sometimes massive ones, and eventually the surface above has nothing left to hold it up. When it collapses, it happens instantly. No countdown, no crack forming slowly, just gone. Rescue crews arrived quickly. They brought in heavy equipment, sonar devices, structural engineers, but the hole was still expanding. It was nearly 30 feet wide and at least 20 feet deep. The house was unstable, the ground around it was unstable. Rescuers risked their lives going near it, but every time they tried to dig, more earth fell in. Eventually, officials made a decision. It was too dangerous to continue. Jeff Bush was declared presumed dead. His body was sadly never recovered. Imagine that. No funeral with a body, no closure, just a sealed hole in the ground. His family had to walk away knowing he was still down there, somewhere beneath the property. The house was demolished. The sinkhole was filled with tons of dirt. The land was declared stable, but months later, the sinkhole reopened. Not as large, but enough to prove something terrifying. The ground there was still unstable, still hollow, still shifting. Here's the part most people don't realize. Sinkholes like this aren't rare in Florida. Thousands occur every year. Most are small, but some swallow cars, homes, entire sections of road, and they often give little to no warning, which means the most stable thing in your life, the ground beneath your feet, isn't always stable at all. We lock our doors at night, we install security cameras, we worry about storms, but we never think about the earth itself opening up beneath us. Jeff Bush didn't die in a fire, or a flood, or a crime. He vanished into the planet, and it never gave him back. Somewhere beneath a quiet property in Seffner, Florida, the earth is still hollow, and 30 feet below the surface, Jeff Bush remains there,